Hey YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back into the channel. I hope y'all are having a phenomenal day so far, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a full complete ghost guide for the Wraith in Phasmophobia. This is going to be a shorter guide because there really isn't much to the Wraith, but we are going to be going over both special abilities, so that way you can identify this ghost as fast as possible if you in fact do have it in your match. So if you enjoy the video, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button if y'all can, and let's dive into the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright y'all, as always, first things first, let's knock out that hunting sanity threshold. That's going to be 50% for the Wraith, nothing else affects it. That is a fixed hunting sanity threshold. 50% sanity is when this ghost can start hunting you and your team. Alrighty, it's that time, gang. Let's go ahead and talk about the general information for the Wraith, and we'll discuss what's true and what's not true about what we're about to read here shortly. So for the Wraiths are one of the most dangerous ghosts that you will find. It is also the only known ghost that has the ability of flight. And it also has sometimes been known to travel through walls. But that's completely false. None of that is true. The last three words of that statement, travel through walls, it is true in a sense regarding one of its special abilities to where it can teleport to a random player on the map, which we'll be diving deeper into here in just a few minutes. The strength that the Wraith has is that the Wraiths will never touch the ground, meaning it can't be tracked by footsteps. So that is false in the sense that whenever you see this ghost during a manifestation or a hunt, it will never be floating. It'll be walking just like any other ghost model. But it is true in the sense that you will never be able to track this ghost via footsteps, meaning you won't be able to track this ghost with salt. It'll never walk in salt, which is one of its special abilities. Of course, we'll be diving into that here in a little bit as well. For the weakness, Wraiths are afraid of salt and will actively avoid it, hence what we just talked about. For the evidence for the Wraith, that's going to be EMF 5, Spirit Box, and Dots Projector, baby. Let's go ahead and dive into the special abilities that the Wraith possesses. Alrighty, so for the first special ability that the Wraith possesses that I'd like to discuss is that it will not, ever step in a pile of salt. So, that salt that you can buy in the item shop, when you place that on the ground in the investigation area, if you see a footstep in that salt, which can only be created by a ghost, that means you can rule out a Wraith. So, if you see footsteps in the salt, rule out a Wraith instantaneously because it is impossible for this ghost to be a Wraith. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and talk about the second and last special ability that the Wraith possesses. So, outside of a hunt, when the Wraith chooses to, it can teleport to a random player within the investigation area, which it will then leave an EMF 2 reading behind. So when the Wraith teleports to the said player, it'll teleport within about 3 meters of that said player. And when it leaves that EMF 2 reading behind, since the Wraith gives off EMF 5, it will have a 25% chance of leaving that EMF 5 evidence as well. So if you ever notice that you're not around anything that the Wraith can interact with or throw or touch, and you notice a random EMF reading going off in your hand, or maybe you happen to be walking over an EMF reader, that could possibly mean that a Wraith is teleported to you. So check out this example I have, and I have a lot more examples of different things and different ways to test for the Wraith via this method. But here's a very basic example of what the Wraith's teleport looks like. Alrighty, so that's what it looks like when the Wraith actually teleports to a player. For context, the ghost room in that situation was the nursery. That was our previous area that we were actually putting salt in some of the footage you saw earlier. So now that I was in the living room and I placed an active EMF on the couch, it teleported to me and decided to interact with that window. So that's what it looks like when the Wraith teleports to you. Alrighty, let's go ahead and go over, hands down, the coolest and best way to test for the Wraith in my humble opinion. What you're going to need to utilize is our prior knowledge about how the Wraith will never step in salt. Also, once the Wraith teleports to the player during this test, keep in mind it's going to roam and walk back to its ghost room. It's not going to teleport back, it's going to walk back to its ghost room. And once it walks back to its ghost room, we're also going to be utilizing motion sensors on walls to detect this ghost walking back to its ghost room. And of course, I have examples of all this, but check this out. This is one of the coolest ways to test for the Wraith. Alrighty, so that's what a successful in-depth test for the Wraith looks like. Coming up here shortly, I do want to show everybody here just two more clips of what the Wraith test looks like in a few different scenarios. The first clip is going to be the Wraith actually teleporting to me back to back. It's a double teleport. And then the second clip is going to be me moving two other motion sensors so you can actually see more closely the path at which the Wraith takes to walk back to its ghost room. Check this stuff out. Alrighty, so for the last example of the Wraith's teleporting ability that I want to show y'all is that if you are within the hunting sanity threshold of the Wraith, which is 50%, it can in fact teleport to you and then decide to initiate a hunt on top of you. Now, this can be very, very dangerous, but if you are testing for the Wraith and you know you're within that hunting sanity threshold, you can block that hunt by putting down a crucifix. Now, again, as a reminder for context, the ghost room in this scenario, in this game for me, is the nursery, which is almost across the entire map. So I put a crucifix down and it actually blocks the hunt from happening. Very unique, doesn't happen often. Check this clip out. Alrighty, so we are approaching the end of this ghost guide, and before we end it, I do want to go over just a few things that the Wraiths cannot do. And this is more or less just debunking certain rumors that have floated around the Phasmophobia community over time. The first thing is that the Wraith floats. That is false. The Wraith walks and runs just like any other ghost that you see during a ghost hunt or ghost manifestation. The second thing is that the Wraith can see through walls. That is false as well. The only time that the Wraith will be able to find you is if it has line of sight of you, or if it hears your player voice, or if it detects any electronic equipment in your hand. It cannot see through walls. The third thing is that the Wraith has quieter footsteps, and that is false as well. The Wraith's footsteps are all normal, just like all the common ghosts throughout Phasmophobia. It's going to sound just like any other normal ghost while it's walking around. And then the fourth thing is that the Wraith can walk through walls. That is a false statement as well. The Wraith cannot walk through walls. It can walk through doors, though, just like any other ghost can in Phasmophobia as of May of 2023. All right, so those are the 4 last things that I did want to go over. I hope some of that stuff maybe debunked a few rumors that you've heard in the past. Alrighty, y'all, that's going to go ahead and wrap up our official ghost guide for the Wraith in Phasmophobia. We went over everything from it not walking Assault to teleporting to a player, and also to teleporting to a player and then hunting that said player. So we went over the whole 9 yards. I hope y'all learned something. And as always, my links and all of my resources for this video will be down below in the description. Make sure you check those things out. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Hey, don't tap that subscribe button either. Smash that sucker, man. Smash that subscribe button for some more Phasmophobia ghost guides coming up here in the future. And I hope y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching.